What's up, riders? Old man Ronin here. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, you know what? We're going to do a dual vlog today, not with somebody else, but with the Royal Enfield Himalayan and my brand new Zox Vertex helmet. Should be fun. Well, we're out on the old Royal Enfield today. Tell you what, this bike is so much fun to ride. We'll check the wind noise, get her up to speed. We're at 50 right now, coming down the hill. Let's see, let's go down this road here. We're going to do a little bit of, like I say, it's going to be more of a dual vlog when we're going to compare the other helmets that I have with this adventure helmet. This is actually the very first time I've ridden with a adventure style helmet. Wasn't sure what to expect. I know that they do offer a little bit more road noise, but what I really like is this visor up here, man. I'll tell you, the sun's up there, it's kind of bright, I don't have any sunglasses on, and you know, I know this is a generalization, but yeah, that helps a lot. Yeah, we're gonna go back some of these roads and see how the old Himalayan responds. Like I say, this is actually our second time riding, except for bringing it home, and I'm gonna get a few miles on it. I'm eager to get the 300-mile checkup done. Oh, beautiful country, isn't it? But eager to get the 300-mile checkup done, make sure everything's copacetic, and then ride it around and do a little bit more moto camping. Right now we only got 100 miles on it, and like I said, I put obviously the far majority of that on there because it only had 11 miles, 12 miles when I got it. So again, fun bike, man. Yeah, you know, we just seen the Road King video a little bit ago, and I mean, it was right in the face. And I mean, I love my Harleys, don't get me wrong, but each bike has a unique, you know, they're like tools. This has its own particular uses. The Road King has its use. Sportster has its use. The Deluxe, it has its use. They all have different needs. You know, what I don't like is people making opinions on, well, it's the only bike you can have is this bike. No, that's not true. Everybody has opinions. It's like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? You may like chocolate, vanilla, rocky road, who knows? Same thing with motorcycles. You ride what turns you on. And I'm not going to say this bike turns me on, because that'll open up the door for a lot of stupid comments. Such is the day and age of the 2020s. Fun bike though, man. Just zips and zings. It's definitely a country bike. You know, that's a good way to look at it. It's definitely a country bike. See, yeah, we can stop. Ooh. Got the back end to stop a little bit. I know I've never had a bike that had ABS, and this one does not. So, but I was just wondering, in a situation like that, really a hard braking, how much difference would it really make? I mean, you know, you can pulse your brakes even when you're riding a motorcycle. That's what I've always done. You know, you need a hard stop. You whoa, 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 whoa. You know, that's how you do it. You don't. But then again, everybody's different, and I know that a lot of people freak when they have a bad situation start. And I'll tell you what, my back wheel almost locked up there. I just, you know, when I pulsed it, it kept it from doing it. I remember riding one time with a group of people and a friend of mine. I will not mention his name, but he had a brand new Harley V-Rod, and we were riding up through the hills in northeast Ohio and having a really good time. I mean, it was a blast, as usual it is riding in the hills. And car was a little left to center, and he freaked, slammed on that rear brake, and it sent him into a low side and tore up things pretty bad. I ended up driving the bike home for him because his skill level wasn't that high, and then a buddy of mine jumped on my Harley, and then the other guy who wrecked his bike jumped on my buddy's because I wasn't about to let him ride my Harley. But again, when you're not used to things happening to you, and things like that do happen, it's a it's a unique experience. Like that little bird's right there. That was unique. But I'll tell you, every day I ride the Himalayan, which is not that often yet. It's a joy, and I really get a kick out of it. So let's talk about my second impressions of the Himalayan. Well, again, fun to ride, man. Different. It's a in your toolbox of equipment. This is definitely a crescent wrench or an adjustable wrench. It does lots of things. Doesn't do any one thing perfect, but it does a tremendous amount of other things. You know, I mentioned earlier about having this is like an office chair. It's ready to go to work, and it's like a tractor, and it's ready to do its job. And you know, that's basically what the Himalayan is. And the job that I've got in store for it is the Trans-America Trail, and I'm super excited about it. This is why this helmet was purchased, and it kind of matches the bike. You can see in there that flat black. I really like the look of that. I mean, I'm a black bike fan anyways, and when you start talking about you know, I like color coordinating stuff, you know what I mean? So these bars are going to go they're going to become black here in a few months when I start doing the rebuild. Let's see, what road is this? Hickman. Not sure. Oop, that's the horn. I keep forgetting that it's not a Harley. I'm sure little Ronin's going to give me a hard time for that one. Which he seems to be doing a lot lately. Maybe I shouldn't have gave him a voice. Now, yeah, he says, well, that's just what people were thinking anyway, so I might as well say it. This is true. Oh, fun, man. I love the corners in this bike. Oop. And again, I got to turn the turn signal off. Yeah. Nice little road for this bike. As far as the helmet so far, I think there's going to be a little wind noise. I shut the vent in front of my face here in the mouth. You can't see it, but I'll show you in some of the B-roll I'll be putting at the top. Oh, there's a cute little crick. I'll put it in the B-roll that you can see what the helmet looks like from all sides. I'll take the camera off and the cardo off so you can see more of just what the helmet looks like. And then some of the features, it does have a pull-down sunglasses type screen, so you don't really have to wear sunglasses when you're riding, unless you want to. And then again, it's got the visor, which really helps. And of course, the full face. And it's a DOT and ECE rated, so I mean, the helmet was not that expensive. It was under $100, and in helmets with that kind of rating, that's pretty daggone cheap. I think it's a good buy. Oh, let's go to the right. Looks like somebody did a couple, what do you call it, burnouts here. Again, it's not going to set the world on fire. But it will get you to point A to point B with a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd say this is probably one of my most unique and yet fun bike purchases I've made in the last 15-20 years. Is it my favorite? No, but it's fun. You know, it's a fun bike. I keep saying it, but I get a big goofy grin, shit-eating grin smile on my face every time I ride this thing. You know what it reminds me of? My very first bike when I was a kid. I was 6 years old. I bought my father bought me a Rupp 100, and it was a shifting motorcycle. Back in those days, obviously, the smaller motorcycles had the shifter on the right-hand side. Exact opposite of everything today. But it was a fun little bike, man. I rode it everywhere until I got to be 14 when I got my Harley. And I really, really enjoyed that little motorcycle. It's only 100 cc's, two-stroke, but it was able to do some really neat things. I mean, it had a headlight on it and a light on the back. Now, I guess it's a tail light, but it wasn't a brake light, and obviously no turn signals. But man, We used to ride that on the back roads, nobody was around. Back in those days, they were a little bit more picky about stuff than they are today. I mean, in the country roads, you see these 4x4s zipping up and down all the time, but back in the day, man, obviously there wasn't any. But you know, if you had your go-kart out there or your mini bike or whatever, and the sheriff went by, boy, he'd try to chase you down. And with a dirt bike, we could get into the fields, and he couldn't get us. So, not that I ever did that. No, 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 no. I would never say I did that. I would never say I didn't either. That's why statutes of limitations are only 7 years. So what do you folks think of the way the helmet looks? I mean, obviously I'm going to tell you it's very comfortable. Again, I'm going to be wearing this helmet for 7,000 to 10,000 miles here next year, and unless something happens between now and then that I decide I don't really want it. But what it seems today is, in my first impressions, it feels good. It's fairly comfortable. It's got the ratings that I need for going off-road and also on-road, and so that's critically important. It does give me the opportunity not to carry sunglasses if I don't want to, because it's got that flip down, and I'll show you in the B-roll, it's got that flip down, what do you call it, I'm going to say visor, because that's kind of what it is. Let's see, nobody coming. I'd like another piece of advice for y'all. I'm going to be putting a bar up across here like this to hang my GPS and then my phone mount there. What GPS unit do you all think would be a good one to get? A Garmin, a TomTom, or I don't even know if they still make those, but a Garmin, or just use the phone GPS? I'm thinking a straight GPS would be better than a phone, because if you lose signal, you lose everything, unless you do offline, and I'm not really sold on the offline maps for some of these phone systems. So, but what unit would you buy if you were me and you were going to use a GPS for off-road navigation on the Trans-America Trail? I'd like to see what your thoughts are on that down in the comments. Yeah, if you lived in Ohio right now and have pollen allergies, you're going insane. The corn is beautifully come up, and now it's dropping its pollen like crazy. I know my poor wife is suffering, but I'm not allergic to anything except stupid people. But then again, I think everybody is. Let's see, we're doing 55 mile an hour. Right in the middle of the screen is 50, because I've got a 100 mile an hour speedometer. So if you're wondering and you can't really see the numbers, you can kind of get an idea how fast I'm going based upon where that little red needle is. So 50 is right in the middle. So right now I'm doing about 55. No trouble whatsoever. RPM's at 4,200. And its red line's at 65. I don't want to rev it that high, that long, anywhere. And this is not good. It's good for short spurts. Doesn't hurt it, but... Let's see. Do we want to go this road? Looks like it's freshly chipped and sealed. Let's see. Oh, don't want to hit that gravel. May cut that part out. Because that was kind of very awkward. Oh yeah, it is freshly graveled. I can feel me skating a little bit. Again, I'm still learning on how this bike behaves, and what I've noticed right then is the tire does have a tendency to want to lock a little bit. Now it won't when I hit more weight on it. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do hard bags or soft bags on this. Had somebody ask me the other day if I made up my decision on what I want to run as far as bags on it, and I have not. So still thinking, and I have plenty of time. I mean, I'm going to start probably purchasing things here pretty soon. and then storing them to the winter. Haven't decided yet or not on that. I'd like to do, you know, get a few extra bucks, buy this and set it aside. I don't know if I'll do a when it comes or not. Probably not, but that kind of thing is what I want to do, is start buying stuff and when I get a little extra money. Like I said, I am going to start a Patreon page, and if you guys want to help support me, the money is going to go towards the Trans-America Trail trip, and I'll probably be starting it in the next several weeks, now that I actually have a URL that people can find me easier. And that URL is youtube.com/oldmanronin. I hope that comes across the right way. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to scroll on the screen. It should be this way. Well, my first impressions were right on for my second impressions. This bike is a blast, I'll tell you. It's fun to ride. Oops, turn signal. Fun to ride. It's very economical. It's got a, I think just under a 4-gallon gas can or tank, and I've gone over 100 miles on just under a half a tank of gas. There wasn't a full tank in here, and so it's getting fairly good mileage. I've heard guys saying they get 70 miles a gallon. I heard other guys say they get 45 miles a gallon. So I don't know. Depends, I guess, where you're riding at. So I think we are going to pull off to the side here and maybe take a picture. Let's see. Let's do it over here at this guy. It's obviously a one-lane bridge. Boy, she was nervous. Apparently they all honk. Be right back. Well, that was kind of cool. Apparently that's what you do, is you honk here. Because I've heard everybody that went through that bridge honk. Okay, well, there you go. That was kind of neat. I went through there the other day and I thought, man, that's a pretty picture. Pretty bridge for a picture, so that's why I wanted to stop and take it. Beautiful here, isn't it? Don't you wish you lived in East Central Ohio? Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make, obviously. It's a lot of fun being on this bike. If you did, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Whoop, I'm going to wait till I go around this corner. Do I know where I'm at? I think I do. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give us a big thumbs up, like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notifications, share, and comment. I read all the comments and comment on all the comments. So until next time, ride safe and keep her on two wheels, baby.